time that the Aldi Europe first. Then the European tour is being booked for the fall, and we're looking at the States and Japan and Australia and things after that. So we just have to see. I mean, it depends on what we get offered, really, because with Paradise Lost, we're kind of a tricky band to market in the States. So we have to kind of jump onto someone's tour or be asked to do some tour, you know.
Sure.
So it's kind of just waiting to see what comes up, I guess.
Yeah, that was my first exposure to Paradise Lost live was when you were a part of the children or the Devin Townsend Catatonia tour.
Yeah. I mean, we go way back with both bands in different ways. I mean, Catatonia, we took them out for some of their first ever gigs when they were teenagers. You know, they were heavily influenced by Paradise Lost. Devin sang backups on a song we did for a B-side about 10 years ago, 12 years ago. It's kind of, and everything just goes around and comes around, you know. If you respect people and you know, everyone does each other's, not favours, but you come back and you do things with each other, you know. I mean, we got asked, you know, you influence Catatonia, how can you then not support them, but play below them on a bill? I have no problem with that. It's all different territories, it's all, you know, we do a certain thing, some other band might be influenced by us, but then they do it in a different way and that transfers better to a certain territory. So what? That's great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's to say a lot for metal because you never know what's going to catch on and you never know what's going to fly.
No. Yeah. You can never preempt an audience.
Oh yeah.
And I never even bother to try.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I don't understand, like, the trend hopping and everything, because you never know how long someone's going to like something. You never know how long something's going to stay very popular. You just need to write the music that you want to make.
Well, that's the annoying thing about mainstream festivals is when you go backstage, I don't know if you know this, but when you go backstage, there's a lot of bands arse-kissing each other and fist-bumping each other, and it's like... You know, and I've seen these bands come and go, and it's just like, if you wanted to be part of something, fair enough, but it's so fucking boring. Well, I mean, we're known as, I forget who said this, I think it was Lemmy, said, Paradise Lost isn't that band that just stands around in a circle mumbling to each other backstage at festivals. And it's pretty true, because we're kind of insular. You know, it's like, if you're a carpenter, do you always hang around with carpenters? If you're a plumber? No. Just because they're musicians doesn't mean to say they're nice people, you know, we can't hang out with anyone. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I hate all this fucking backslapping bullshit.
A lot of it just seems like they're, at least I've kind of noticed, where it's like they're trying to ass-kiss each other to make themselves get bigger and better, rather than just like actually enjoying others' music.
That's what it is. It's always, you know when you're talking to a musician, and while you're talking to him, he's looking over your shoulder to see if someone better's coming along. Mm-hmm. You know that's a dick.
Oh, yeah.
And 90% of the people I've met backstage at festivals are like that. 10% are genuine human beings. Well, it's unfortunate to say.
It is, but I mean, it's an honor.
Ladder climbing dicks, you know.
Yeah. But with that said, it's an honor to be able to sit with someone who actually is one of those people who are part of the 10% who actually does care.
Well, you just got to be honest about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen so much shit come and go in this game. Mm-hmm. Never believe anything till you see it. Don't believe your own bullshit. You know, just do it, get on with it, see what happens. You know,
exactly.
It's that simple.
Yeah. So with that said, I've never had the opportunity to go to a European festival. Is there, besides that, is there any major differences between the European metal circuit and say something like Maryland Deathfest?
Yeah. I mean, as much as this is really cool for the States to have this, it seems kind of 10 years behind the European festival circuit, maybe even more. It's like only just coming together from street level. Yeah. And in Europe it seems to be very organised and well put together now. People know how to do it. It's just one of them things. But it's because the States are so huge, I guess. You know, it's like... In Europe, you can just pick a country and go, right, we're going to have this festival in this country, you know. In the States, I imagine the logistics of getting people from one side of the country to another is fucking horrendous.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
so, I feel their pain, the organisers' pain, but it does seem you're asking me the question, if it's different, it seems about 10 years behind, I would say, just in evolution terms.
Oh, sure. I mean, even with that, I'm fortunate to have something like this because I live in Minnesota, and I traveled 16 hours to come out here, and this is like the closest that we're probably ever going to get to a great European festival. So even seeing something like this,
I wouldn't say ever. I think this could possibly be this will probably evolve into something bigger, and possibly better. But it may also spawn other people to have similar ideas across them. That's how it started in Europe, and that's why it is how it is now. You need someone like Ryan and Evan who set this up to actually have the impetus to do it in the first place, and then other people follow and take that impetus, run with it. And I'm sure you haven't seen the last of something like that. I think this is just the start of it. Honestly. I just don't think you've grasped that festival mentality yet. It's kind of very. It's weird to say, but it seems very new to you.
Yeah, it really is. It does have that brand new feeling to it. I mean, it just seems like with the United States, it's like metal in general, let alone like death metal and black metal and everything else that's being supported here is so far underground compared to what it is in Europe. And hopefully with festivals like this, it will inspire it to hit all over the country.
It's kind of weird because a lot of the better new bands that are coming out are actually from the States now as well, in the underground.
Yeah.
So it just shows that it's finally leaking through.
Yeah.
I know that when I first brought the first Vallenfyre album out, I was kind of shocked I was getting more attention from the States than in Europe. And I was asking some people why they thought I was, and they said the thing is because they missed that first wave of European death metal. Baltimore and all the rest of it. And now it's just kind of, right, okay, I realise where this came from. And it's become really popular. And there's a lot of newer US bands now that are embracing that and putting out some really cool stuff. So it's weird that now the US seems to be taking that impetus and being the driving force.
So with that said, is Europe becoming more stagnant when it becomes like the evolution of metal, and like America is becoming more of that, or is it becoming even?
No, I think America's catching up with it. It sounds bad saying catching up because that's not what I mean. I just mean they maybe missed out on a couple of generations of extreme music that maybe just didn't make it over here because the internet wasn't here at that time. And shit like that. I only knew about things from over here because I was tape trading in the 80s. I wouldn't know about it otherwise.
Sure.
So it's perfectly understandable now with the advent of the internet and Bandcamp and all these things. You can find out about things instantly, and it makes the world a smaller place. And that's why it's probably taking off more.
Oh yeah. And when you do find that band that you do love, you will find bands that maybe were inspired by them, or bands that sound kind of similar to them. And
that's exactly why a lot of like my old friends like KROCKS and At the Gates are finding success with these Reformation things, because people are finding out, that's where this came from. This band that I love, that's who they were inspired by. So it's cool that people take the time to delve into that history,
Oh, very much so. Getting back to both albums from Paradise Lost and Vallenfyre, is there anything that was left over from either band for the recording sessions that might be used in the future?
Let me think. For Paradise Lost, yes, there's a couple of things. For Vallenfyre, we had, I think, 2 tracks left over, and we just released a single that coincided with that Decibel tour. But we just put them on there, and it's just a limited run. I mean, I think we've done 500 copies. That was it, pressing of a 7-inch.
Yeah.
And that's it. I have no idea where Vallenfyre goes from here.
Oh, really?
But that's the best thing. Okay. There are no plans. We'll just see what happens.
Yeah, because when you start to force it, and then it just doesn't feel right anymore.
No. We'll just see if we get a phone call or an email. You want to do this? You want to do that? Or if one of the guys comes to me, I've got this idea for a song, or maybe we should do this. We'll see what happens. Until that happens, just go with the flow,
Oh, very cool. So also with that said, with Paradise Lost, is there any chance of doing covers again in the future?
Yeah, possibly. I'm very, very picky about cover. I'm so... The bad thing is when you do a cover, it generally puts you off the song that you cover. Because you spend so long picking it apart and reforming it and turning it into whatever, that you know it inside out, and then you've gone off the original track. So we have to be very careful about doing that stuff, you know. It has to be a song that you think you can not only do justice to, but change in style and make your own song. And that's kind of a tricky thing to do. So we have no covers from this session that we did for this new album. But never say never.
No, very much so.
Something that I've realised over the last few years about Paradise Lost cover versions, and I didn't even realise it until someone brought it up, is every cover we've ever done is just a song that was on a jukebox that was in the pub that we grew up in. And I didn't even realise it. We were like, what song should we do? Well, you remember that song that we did that was on that jukebox that we used to like? And that's how we come up with these cover ideas. It sounds weird, but that's the honest way to do it, I guess. You know?
Well, I really like that. I mean, that's a really cool way to do that. I mean, my favorite cover that you guys did was "How Soon Is Now." I think that's one of the best covers of that style I've heard.
Oh wow!
And you know, it's like whether you guys do covers again in the future. I mean, as long as it's inspired like that,
it has to be. Yeah. It has to be. There's no point.
Oh yeah. Otherwise, it just feels like the label told you to add a cover to try to make more sales or something like that, and then never goes up.
Yeah.
That never goes up.
I never want to do that. No.
Yeah, that'd be really lame. So getting back into the Paradise Lost touring, I know as the festival's coming up and everything, is there any bands that you would like to bring out with Paradise Lost in the future?
Oh yeah, I mean there's when we toured the States on the Decibel tour, Paul Bearer were possibly the nicest guys I've ever met in a band ever. I'm not saying a lot, over 27 years. Super cool guys. Music's great. I have so much time for those guys. I tried to get them to tour Europe with Paradise Lost this time. They're contractually obliged to do something at the same time, so they can't do it. But I will always have a place for them wherever, and hopefully vice versa, you know. It's really super cool guys. It's nice when that happens. Yeah. Happens rarely when you tour with bands. I'm also, I don't know, it'd be nice to take someone like Triptychon out, just because Tom G's an old hero of mine. I don't know, there's a lot of cool new bands, like I heard Tribulation, really.
Oh yeah, Tribulation.
Interesting band, it'd be nice to take them on a few days. You know? It's weird with Paradise Lost because you couldn't pick from a plethora of different genres, and you don't know what's going to work and what isn't. So, yeah, lots of different things.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, like kind of like we were talking about before, is I love the variation in the music because you never want to go to a show and hear like 3, 4, 5, however many bands that sound exactly the same.
No.
I mean, you want to be able to hear a little bit of different styles. I mean, that keeps you interested throughout the entire day or night. Yeah,
I mean, I learned that at a young age. We did a touring festival many years ago. 92 it was. It's called Bleed Till Easter, a European festival, and it was us, Morgoth, Master, I can't remember who was opening, 4 bands in a row. And at the time we were all kind of full on death metal and stuff. And some gigs people were either leaving early or they weren't coming in till later. Because it's just too much of a salt on the senses, you know. So I learned that at a very early age that, you know, I fucking love hardcore punk, I love death metal, I love doom metal. I don't want to listen to it for fucking 4 hours straight.
Exactly.
You know, so call me a wuss, I don't care. Give me grindcore for 30 minutes straight, brilliant. Then put a doom band on, then put something out. All brilliant, you know, so...
Yeah, that's exactly like me. I mean, like, every genre has got to be, like, in the right amount of doses. The right amount of time. Otherwise, it's just, you don't want to get sick of that style. I mean, you want to see what else is out there, so you don't want to be like turned off from death metal completely or grindcore.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's exactly it.
Oh, very cool. Well, thank you for taking the time.
When you can, I have 2 guys waiting for to interview.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I was just about to wrap it. No problem. Okay. Well, since we got the cutoff sign here, I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to do this interview.
No problem.
Greatly, truly appreciate it. It's an honor to be able to see Vallenfyre just in a couple months' time, and hopefully sometime in the near future I'll be able to see Paradise Lost here in America again.
Let's hope so, yeah.
Thank you again. Enjoy the rest of the weekend and enjoy all the great Paradise Lost festivals coming up and everything that you're going to be doing for the new album.
No, I appreciate it.
Oh, not a problem.
I'm up Philly again tomorrow. I've been up for 2 weeks. My wife's from Philly, you see, so a couple of weeks holiday, traveling around. Just came down from New Hope, which I spent a few days in. Came down, arrived an hour before the gig. Here for the night, and then see what happens tomorrow.
Oh, very cool.
Nice to talk to you.
Oh, it's great talking to you. It's a huge honor getting to talk to not only one of my favorite guitarists, but one of my favorite songwriters, and a part of 2 bands I absolutely love. So I had to travel 16 hours to do it, but it was totally worth it.
That means a lot. Thank you very much.
No, not a problem. This has been Greg from Vallenfyre and Paradise Lost. Make sure to check out both new albums. And, of course, if you live in Europe, make sure to check out Paradise Lost on their upcoming shows. This is that German guy, Josh Runquist. Thank you.